And welcome back to another episode. I don't know what this was. I'm just grabbing it. I'm taking it, and I'm pumped. Welcome back to another episode of the Focus Fight Finish podcast. I am your host, Tony Reyes, and do I have a doozy for you today? We're getting right into it. I'm a little spicy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little fired up. I got something to talk about that I'm a little fired up about. So I don't know if I've ever been spicy on an episode. Spicy is a term that I like to say when I'm a little aggravated about something. When I have a little bit of my BS meter's gone through the roof, and now I just need to say something. I got my cold brew. My wife brought me some cold brew this morning, so I'm drinking that instead of my typical carbonated Waterloo, which I do love my carbonated water. But today the spiciness needed a little bit more caffeine. Okay, so I have been caffeinated, I have been aggravated, and now I'm ready to spill the tea. Oh, you guys, for reals though, I'm upset. Okay, so here's the deal. Let me give you a backstory. I'm scrolling through Instagram. Okay? And I happen upon this person who I'm a fan of. Who it is doesn't matter. Because this applies to so many people out there. This message that I'm about to talk about. Regardless, I see this person that I know that I like. I like them as a person. And I'm a friend of this person. And I see they have, on their Instagram story, filmed a woman working out and not using the workout equipment correctly. Okay? This person, this gym goer, is not using the equipment correctly. And this person, my friend, is filming them and laughing at them, making fun of them, calling them a clown. They use the clown emoji and the cry laughing emoji. Like, isn't it so funny? And I talked about this on my Instagram story. So if you're seeing this, I apologize. I'm talking about it again because I'm still thinking about it. Mainly because I knew who this person was that was doing the filming. And I was like shocked by it. I was legitimately shocked that someone that I knew, that I'm a fan of, that I'm friends with, would do something like that. Now, do I have something in my eye that is driving me absolutely insane? Yes, I do. Sorry. Okay. I was shocked by it. And so I went on Instagram stories and I talked about it a little bit there. And I posted a poll. And on the poll, I said, does this make you a piece of garbage if you, I didn't say piece of garbage, but this is the podcast. I'm trying to make it family friendly, right? So if there's any fat kids out there that are trying to look for nutrition tips or help or whatever, this content's not going to get flagged. So that's why I don't cuss on the podcast, even though in real life and on Instagram stories, I let them rip. And on this particular Instagram story, I let it rip, my babies. I let the curse words flow because I was pissed. So anyway, I didn't say piece of garbage. I said a piece of S. You know what I'm saying if you got kids. Anyway, I said, does this make you a piece of garbage if you film someone at the gym and with the intention of making fun of them, right? And overwhelmingly, 95% of people said, yes, that makes you a piece of human garbage. But 5% of people, of my followers, which aren't that many, right? I don't have that many followers. But regardless, an alarming amount of people said, no, that doesn't make you a piece of garbage. It's just like, oh, well, whatever. So I reached out to a few of the people that said no, that doesn't make you a piece of garbage, because I was genuinely curious. Like, how does filming someone without their knowledge while they're at a place of health and fitness, how does filming them for your entertainment not make you a piece of garbage? And there was way too many excuses. Okay? Too many excuses. So that is why I wanted to talk about this, because I wanted to give some insight into how I feel about this, and I wanted to give some perspective. So that way, if you, maybe you didn't see my story or whatever, but if you were to think about filming someone in the gym, maybe this podcast will help you not do that if you were thinking about that. Because I don't know that anyone, like every single person that would do something like that is an actual, maybe they're not a bad person, but that act of doing that, that's what bad people do. You know what I mean? So here's how I feel about it. If you film someone at the gym to make fun of them because they're using improper form or whatever, you're a piece of trash. You don't deserve to go to that gym. What are you doing? Like, who hurt you? Why are you so insecure about yourself that you need to like film someone to make fun of them? You're a piece of trash. You get taken out on Tuesday mornings, right next to the recyclables. Okay? You piece of trash. Okay? And I think that goes without saying. I guess the message that I'm trying to convey here is don't do that, right? Obviously, don't do that. Because you don't know what that person's going through. You have no idea what that person has gone through, whether they're fat or skinny or whatever. Because that was one of the excuses. Ooh, it pissed me off. That was one of the excuses that I got from someone. Well, it's not like the person they were filming was fat. Excuse me? Who cares if they're fat or not? They're at the gym trying to better themselves, and you're filming them making fun of them. Who cares if they're fat or not? Obviously. I mean, what? Like, it's just so, it's like so mind blowing that this should be such a common piece of knowledge that don't do that. And like maybe they were fat, right? And maybe they've lost weight and they're still in the gym getting after it, and they're using a piece of equipment inappropriately, and you're filming them. All right. To the people that think that that's okay, I'm trying not to be too crazy here, but like, you don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like to walk into a room and to know you are the fattest person in that room. And so what I am saying is, you don't know anybody's story, okay? I'm not the fattest I ever was my whole life. So like maybe if someone was filming me using something inappropriately and making fun of me, you would say, oh, well, he's not obese, so like what's the big deal? But you don't know my story. You don't know that I used to be over 400 pounds. Just like this person didn't know what that girl, what she has gone through in her life. Maybe she also used to be over 400 pounds. It doesn't matter, though, at the end of the day, because you shouldn't film someone without their knowledge with the intention of making fun of them. The gym is not meant to have a hierarchy. The gym is not meant to have a place where you are just like, well, it's a public space. So if you're doing something, I'm going to film you and I'm going to make fun of you. For someone like me, and for someone who didn't grow up in a gym, for someone who wasn't always around a gym or around people who went to the gym is a very intimidating place. Okay, very intimidating. So to already have all this knowledge built up of, I got to go into a place where there's a lot of fit people around. They all seem to know what they're doing. They all seem to know, like, I'm going to go to this machine and then this machine and then this machine and then this machine. And I'm going in like, I don't really know, but I want to get healthy. I don't really know what I want to do. What should I don't know how to use this machine. I don't know how to use that machine, but I'm just going to go try to figure it out. I can't afford a personal trainer because I don't have another extra arm to sell or a liver to sell because they're so expensive. So it's like, I don't know. I saw this guy doing this thing on Instagram once, so I guess I'm going to go try to do that. So then they do that, and then they get filmed and posted online and made fun of. Hey, dude, there's no place in the world where that doesn't make you a piece of trash for filming that person. My friend and run coach, Casey Klein, put it perfectly. Let me read you what Casey sent me. Because I had a lot of people reaching out to me on Instagram about this. A lot of it was good, and a lot of it I appreciated. And some of it was just like insane. Okay. This is what Casey said. Go help them. We all had a day one. I know how grateful I am when someone helps me with form. If you're concerned enough to film or have enough thought, then why not use that same energy to help? Casey Klein. Yes, Casey, exactly. Use the energy you're using to film them and be like, look it, they don't know what they're doing. I'm going to post it for my Instagram followers to laugh at. Oh, and by the way, I'm a fitness professional posting online to show all my followers, look, this is how I can be completely inappropriate and rude. Bro, what you doing with your life, loser? Huh? It's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, Casey Klein, that's perfectly phrased. So much nicer than the way I was speaking on Instagram stories, because I was dropping F this, F that, S that, A that, B that, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And Casey, of course, is very eloquent. Yeah. Use that same energy to help. It's crazy, man. I also don't completely, I blame this person, right? Because another point, this was great too. Another point, I am literally just venting here. This is what this podcast has become, this episode. It's just me just venting, just pissing and moaning about different things. And I hope you're here for it. I'm sorry, but it is my podcast. So this is kind of my therapy session. And this is something I've wanted to get off my chest for a while. I'm sorry I keep itching my nose, by the way. I've got allergies like you wouldn't believe. Driving me nuts. I feel like I have a cat resting on the top of my lip. And that only makes sense if you know that I'm allergic to cats. I'm allergic to cats. So imagine my discomfort if I had a cat resting on my top lip. It'd be very bad for me. And it is currently pretty bad. Okay. Here is another point that someone brought up that I thought was trash. Hey man, people are going to make fun of you no matter where you go. So you should just get harder skin. I agree. People are going to make fun of you no matter where you go. But why can't we, as a fitness community, try to be better? Because us, as a fitness community, we are all going to that gym. We are all going to that establishment, that building. Everyone in that building wants to be better at something. All of them want to personally better themselves in some way, whether you're trying to get your health back or trying to get six-pack abs, trying to jump higher, run faster, whatever it is, we're all there trying to better ourselves. So why can't we embrace one another and support each other? And if you don't do that, because of course, out of everyone in the world, even in one building, we're all trying to better ourselves. Of course, there's going to be one jerk in the building. Then we all need to be on the same page that one person is a piece of trash, and not be like, oh well, it's okay. That's just Gary. Gary, he just does what he does. No. Gary's a piece of trash, and Gary's not allowed in the gym anymore. That's the energy we need to be using with people like that, because they don't deserve to be in a place of betterment. Because what you're doing, what Gary's doing, is tearing people down. And that's not what this building's about. This building is about building people up, building each other up, not tearing them down. So, Gary, you're gone. Get out. This person's name was not Gary, by the way. I don't know why. I had an old boss named Gary that I did not like, and so maybe that's where this is coming from. This deep-seated anger towards all Garys. And let me tell you about another experience that happened to me in the gym that is like the complete opposite of what happened here. Okay? So I'm in the gym and I am using the sled. I'm using the tank. It's a fitness equipment called the tank. It's basically like a sled with built-in friction that you can apply different levels of friction to. And I'm using it, and let me tell you, I'm using it well. Okay? I'm pulling around 1,000 pounds like this ain't no big deal. Okay? I'm moving that sled. I'm using every bit of my body to move this sled. So, I'm making some noises. People are taking notice. I'm moving it. And it just so happens that like a few weeks ago on the Joe Rogan Experience, there was this guy on Instagram. It's Knees Over My Toes. The Knees Over My Toes guy. He put out this video, or he went on the Joe Rogan Experience, and he's telling everyone the incredible benefits to using a sled, which I'd followed him for years, and he'd been talking about using a sled for years, so I've always incorporated a sled. So now that he's gone on Joe Rogan, thank you very much, guy, because now everyone wants to use a sled, and it's always taken when I go to the gym, which is fine. So I'm using the sled, and there's this guy I noticed looking at me, and he's kind of a fit guy. And let me tell you, this is what I'm talking about. Because even through all the things I've been through, all the years I've been in the gym, the experience that I have, losing all the weight that I have, the marathon I ran, the half marathon I ran, the Spartan races I've ran, all of these achievements I've done, this one guy looking at the gym and me puts me back into my 400-pound self, and I'm so self-conscious. And because I notice him looking at me, I'm like, am I doing something wrong? Like, what am I? Is he making fun of me? And I'm looking for his phone immediately. And this was before this even happened. Okay? That's how normal it is to be filmed at the gym and to be shamed. No. We're not getting shamed anymore. We're shaming them. You're shamed, Gary. You piece of trash. We're doing the shaming. But it was before that. And so this guy's looking at me, and I'm like, oh my God. What is he like making fun of me? And I'm like checking him out, and I'm like making sure that like he's not looking at his buddies like, yeah, look at this guy, And he wasn't. Much to my surprise, he had a question about the sled. He comes up to me and says, well, first of all, he says, are you done with this? Because I was like wrapping things up, and I was like, oh yeah, man, go for it. It's all yours. And he's like, hey, so would you mind telling me how you use this? Bro, yes, of course. Let me help you. Let me help you with this. Because I guarantee you, if I were to see someone using something inappropriately where I think they're going to get hurt, I will go up to them and talk to them about it. And be like, hey, just maybe think about using it this way, because like I hurt myself once doing it like this, and I don't know, just I don't want to give you, unsolicited advice, but I just don't want you to get hurt. Just so you know. How about we do that instead of filming them and making fun of them for our Instagram stories? Huh? What do you think? Sorry. And so this guy comes up and asks me. He does even the reverse of it, and he asks me, And I'm still a chunky guy. So for this, he looks pretty fit. For this seemingly fit guy to come up and ask me for help, wow, so nice and just such a good feeling. Because I was talking to him about it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I just saw the knees over my toe guy on Joe Rogan." I'm like, "Of course you did, of course you did. Everybody has." But no, dude, if you have a sled in your gym, real quick, if you have a sled, use that. Walking backwards, pushing that thing forward, that is so helped my knee strength and my knee stability out so much. I've dislocated my knees 3 times. I got weak knees. Okay, I'm weak at the knees for the sled. I'm telling you, that sled is no joke. Use it. But this is just one instance. This is just one instance where, like, this guy comes up and asks me for help at the gym. I'm more than willing to give it. I tell him I take him through the different settings, the friction thing. I showed him, like, I put extra weight on to really add to it. I pull it this way. Here's this attachment. Oh, they have this other attachment over there that you can use. I just take him through a whole thing of the sled, and guess what? And then I see him later in the sauna. Me and this guy start talking. He's like the nicest guy. We exchange names. It's just like a really great, wholesome experience. That's what the gym is about. The gym is about building each other up, not tearing each other down. If you think it's funny and like, ha ha ha, like, look at this, it's not. And it's not a good look. Especially this person that I'm talking about is a fitness professional. There's nothing professional about that. Okay? You piece of trash. Be better. Okay? Be better. I just think we've got so much already, going on in the world, that it's like, let's just be nicer to each other. And if you can't be nice to each other in the grocery store, when someone cuts you off in the parking lot, at least let's all, for all of us who go to the gym, let's just at least realize when we're in the gym, everyone there is working on themselves. You know what I mean? Everyone there is working on themselves. So let's help each other out. Okay? All right, that's all I have to say about that. But it's personal to me. Because like the locker rooms, the gyms, like it is a rough place to be, whether you're super skinny, whether you think you're weak, whether you think you're fat, whatever it is, whatever insecurity you have, it's a rough place to be because you're really putting yourself out there. You're vulnerable. I don't know if I ever told this story on the podcast. I've talked about it a bunch, but when I was in 8th grade, in junior high, you have to start doing PE and start changing for PE. Whereas before, I feel like you just wear your school clothes and do like kickball or something. But then 7th, 8th grade, your PE gets a little bit more intense and you're like really sweating. So you have to change for PE. And so I'm in the locker room in 8th grade and I'm changing. Now, mind you, your boy has always been chunky. Okay. I was obese. I was well past chunky. I was a big boy. I think in 8th grade, I was like, 8th grade, I was like 220, 225. 8th grader, that means I was 13 years old. 225. I was a big boy. Okay. Okay. Yeah. 8th grade, I was about 225. Big boy. And so, you get made fun of, right? I'm getting dressed, and this kid who I know now, and I've looked up on Facebook now, he was a bully back then. Seems like a decent guy now, so it is what it is. But this guy, who let's call him Trevor, real name. So Trevor says, "Hey, Tony, actually, he says, hey, Anthony. Let's be factual about this, okay? He didn't call me Tony. He called me Anthony because back then I still went by Anthony, but I hate it now, so only call me Tony." He says, "Hey, Anthony, I got a birthday present for you." And I'm like, "Oh, what? Trevor, what? Thank you." Right? Because you think, oh, yeah, this is going to be good. because I was naive. And he's like, hey, here, I got a present for you. And he throws it at me. I catch it mid-chest, kind of slaps me, like that awkward, like where it like hits you in like the chin neck area. And you're like, ugh, right? I catch it and I hold it down and I look. Ow. It's a sports bra. He threw a sports bra at me because I had man boobs. Everyone's laughing. He's laughing. Oh, it's so funny. And so it's like those moments that that really affect you. And so that's what I'm saying. Like no matter what someone looks like today or what they look like now, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't be filming them at the gym and making fun of them because you don't know their history. And it's just messed up, man. It's just not cool. It's not funny, you know? So I don't know, man. I don't get down with that. I don't get down with that, and I don't get down with people who do that. Because I like to think, with anything, I always think, what if someone was doing that to Ryder, my son? Or what if someone was doing that to Olive, my daughter? What if they were filming them and making fun of them? Would I be like all kumbaya and like, oh, no, come on. It's okay. This is just a teachable moment. It's all good. No, man, I'd be upset, right? And I have to go say something. And I'd be like, what are you doing? Like, why? You think you're cool? Does this make you cool to film someone? Why don't you, if you all-knowing one, why don't you go help them, you know? So anyway, that is why it's so personal to me. And that's why I take it so seriously, because it's like, leave people alone. People who are going to the gym have enough to be insecure about and worried about, that they don't need you pointing a camera at their face, doing something wrong, right? Or their guts hanging out, or they're doing something dumb or whatever. They don't need that. All right? If my gut's hanging out at the gym, just come tell me, please. For real, just come tell me. Oh, my dogs are freaking out. I'm not home alone right now, you guys. The podcast, let me tell you, it's hard. It's hard to film this podcast sometimes, some days, because like my wife is still home, and our friend just got here. She's meeting up with her for lunch, and now they're talking by the front door. It's hi. You know what I mean? I did tell my wife I was filming the podcast right now, and yet this still happens. You know what I mean? It's very frustrating. No, it's all good. You guys are here for it. That's what this is. You know? That's what you're here for. Keeping it real. I don't have a podcast studio. You know what I mean? I don't have a red light on the outside of my door to let everyone know I'm recording. I'm at home, baby. All right? I just got done burping my child. Came down here right away so I could film a podcast real quick before I got to get back to work. We're keeping it real. All right. So that's pretty much my tirade on filming people at the gym. Don't do it. Obviously. I don't think that needs to be said, but apparently it does. Even to people who I know well, or who at least I thought I knew well. When it comes to filming people at the gym for your enjoyment, to make fun of them, don't do it, because it makes you a piece of human trash. Okay, that's been your PSA from me. You know what I mean? All right. And then to finish up that locker room story, basically when I got hit in the face with a sports bra, I learned very quickly, being a fat kid, you have to have very quick comebacks. And that is what got me started in stand-up comedy, honestly, being a fat kid. Because as soon as I got hit it, I was like, oh, yeah, sorry. Me and your mom left this behind from earlier. Which got laughs. Don't get it twisted. It got laughs, okay? And did I enjoy seeing him hurt because of what I said? Yes. Because deep down in me, was I hurt? Yes. Okay. So are we just both two young kids hurting each other with our words? Absolutely. So yeah, man. You know, that's where this comes from. That's why it's so personal to me, because it's just messed up, man. It's just not cool. Don't do it. Go help them. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by BPN, Bare Performance Nutrition, with some exciting news. Today, they just launched their collagen protein. It is now available. Go check it out. If you don't take collagen or you don't know what collagen is, please, I'm not going to talk about it right here because it's just so in-depth. It's very, very good for you for a number of reasons. Go do your own research. But check it out. They actually have a ton of research available on their site as well. If you don't incorporate collagen already into your diet, I highly recommend it. I will be incorporating BPN's collagen. I'm already taking a collagen supplement of my own, but now I'm going to just use BPN's because I trust that company more than any other company. So yeah, their collagen is now available. And as with any products from BPN, if you use my code FOCUS at checkout, it will save you some money. And so, and honestly, it helps the channel out a lot. It's what helps me make these podcasts possible. And so I would really appreciate it if you use any BPN supplements or apparel or anything, use my code FOCUS at checkout, save yourself some money, and help your boy out. All right, so that was, you know what? That was a spicier episode. I'm not going to lie. I don't typically call people piles of human trash on my episodes because I don't like doing that, but sometimes it's called for, and it was called for. Now, I'm going to pull up my Q&A here. Now, I could have just done that and just cut this part out and just started right from the Q&A. But like I said, we keep it real here, right? This is why you would tune in, I think. Probably not. Maybe you're like, get to it. What's wrong with you, Tony? All right. First question from Clive Jones. And as a reminder, the only place I pull these questions from are the YouTube comments. So if you have a question for yourself, if you disagree with me about the filming of someone at the gym makes you a piece of human garbage, a hot pile, steaming pile of human garbage. If you disagree with that, I think you're a bad person, but please comment in the comments below. Oh, let me know why you agree with the piece of human garbage. No, honestly, any opinions that you have that are different from mine, I'm very open-minded. I really, really am. It might not seem that way from this episode of me calling people piles of garbage. That's mainly for fun. But, it's just like, I don't think you should do it. But if you don't think it's a big deal, I really am truly interested as to why. So shoot me that comment. Leave me a question for the podcast. I only get them from YouTube, so please leave them in the comments. All right. Just like Clive Jones. Clive Jones left this in the comments. Nobody cares, live your truth. That was the secret familia message at the end of last week's episode. And, it resonated with people. And I'm so glad. It feels so good to say something in this little office in my house and have it go out to the world and people care about it and it like resonates with people. Oh, such a good feeling. Okay, Clive Jones. About hydration, you drink a gallon of water daily. Is there any need to drink more than that to aid weight loss? I don't know. Most honest thing I've said on this podcast ever. I don't know. No, I do think, the heavier you are, the more you sweat, the more you need that rehydration. And that's the case for me. I don't know that I need more than a gallon or less than a gallon. I just know when I am always hitting a gallon daily, I feel so much better. My skin feels better. I have higher energy. My digestion is working better. So, I'm no dietitian. I'm no trainer. I'm no scientist or doctor. I just know when I drink a gallon of water every day, I feel so good. Now, do I pee so much? Yes. Have I nearly pissed myself on the freeway? Absolutely. Is it almost not worth it? Sometimes. Sometimes I get upset with how much water I drink because I almost pee myself, but it is what it is. So Clive Jones, thank you for putting your question in the YouTube comments. I appreciate you. But I do think overall, in general, everyone would benefit from drinking more water, whether that's a gallon or not. I think in general, especially for weight loss, getting that hydration in helps flushing your system. I think it does help with weight loss. but I can't tell you scientifically why, because I'm an idiot. Okay? I have no idea. I'm not certified in anything. I'll just tell you, I drink a gallon of water every day, and I feel great. Thank you, Clive. All right, this one is from Stephanie Halloween. If your last name is Stephanie Hall, and then you added Oween to it, I love that. Stephanie Hall Oween. I love that because I love Halloween. Welcome back, dude. Enjoy the little baby. I wish more guys would enjoy them as much as us women do. They're only that small once. Unfortunately, a lot of jobs only give men a week or two off. That is such a huge... This isn't really a question as much as just a topic that I wanted to talk about for a hot second. But that is so... It's so true, man. Like, dude, at this current job that I'm at, I couldn't really... Like, I work from home. So it's like, it's a little murky there. I didn't really truly take time off. I did take 2 weeks, like where I didn't do much. I was still responding to some emails, but nothing like that would get me to like leave the house or anything like that. I basically didn't leave the house the first week after she was, or the first week. Whoa. The first month after she was born, I didn't leave the house at all. And so, that was pretty important to me, but I would still respond to emails or do like light work. But if I was having to actually go into the office, that would be a lot harder, and it's just true in the US, man, like maternity leave is short, but paternity leave, nobody cares about that. It's like the dads are like, oh, you want time off for what? What do you mean you want time off, buddy? It's like, dude, I don't know, to help raise my child. I will say, though, in regards to the last podcast, I was talking mainly about dads need to take ownership. When they are home, they need to be hands-on. Whether you have to work or not, honestly, not an excuse. Like, you still got to get up with the kid. You still got to change a diaper. You know what I mean? Get them food, make them meals. You still got to do that stuff. That you can't just place all of that onto your wife like it's the 1940s. Okay? We're past that now. We gotta elevate ourselves as dads. And that's mainly the message that I was talking about. Whether you have to go back to work 2 weeks after or 2 months after, it is what it is. You got to take an active part in your parenting. That's the message that I was saying. For the first kid, for Ryder, I was working in an advertising agency, and I took 2 months off. But that's because I was like at a, kind of a cool, like a hipster advertising agency in LA that was like, oh, you had a baby? Absolutely. How much time do you need? What do you want? Could we send you home with some gifts? You know what I mean? Like, it was pretty dope. So I took 2 months off completely. I didn't answer a single email. This time I'm at a company now where I'm taking much more of like an ownership role as far as like there's not very many people that are working there. I'm at a director level now. And so it's like I have certain responsibilities that I care about that I do want to help with because I care about the company and I personally need this company to do well as the owners. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a lot different than working in an advertising agency where I was just like, I don't care. I'm out of here. Whereas with the company that I'm at now, I have a vested interest in this company. And so that's why I didn't really take time off as much as I would have if I worked somewhere else. But like, I still was always home. I was always around, and I was just answering light emails. So that was the biggest difference. But I'm so thankful that I get to work from home. I cannot tell you the benefit that has for me as a father, me as a husband, and just my overall like mental health, like being able to not miss anything. And because when I used to work in LA, man, I'd leave the house at 7 a.m. and I usually wouldn't get home until 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. every day without fail. And there were so many days where by the time I would leave, Ryder would be asleep. And by the time I got home, Ryder was asleep. So I would miss a full day of my son's life. That sucked. And this job that I'm at with LivingFit, I'm the creative director for LivingFit. We're a health and fitness company. We have workouts online. I'll actually link them in the comments below. Check them out. We have workouts. We have nutrition plans. We've got workout equipment. It's a great company. And like I said, I have a vested interest. I want to make sure that this company does well. It's a great company, great people. It's small, but we're mighty. And, I just think like I'm so thankful to be doing my creative work that I do for a company that's all about health and wellness and fitness. Like you can't ask for more, it's amazing. So, that's why I was totally fine with like the setup. But thank you, Stephanie Halloween, for your question. Next is from Tracy Augie. Congrats on the baby girl. I am ready to start my Relentless 100 journey. Hashtag nobody cares. Live your truth is something I've been trying to learn for many years now. Thank you for your inspiration and inspiring me to be accountable in this challenge. My question is, as someone who works a sedentary office job, how can I stay motivated every day to go home and work out at night after sitting at work all day, coming home to chores, a 2-year-old, etc.? Some days it's hard to stay motivated. Tracy, you're looking at me. All I do all day is sit in this chair at my computer working. Okay. I've been sedentary unless I'm on set or out like doing photography, doing video work. I am sitting, editing photos, editing video, creating graphics, like doing creative work, answering emails, on meetings. I am sitting all day. I've got a 3-year-old and a newborn. It is so hard for the working parent. It's hard for anybody, okay? It's hard for anybody. But I can, like, I've at every stage of my life, I can be real with you, okay? Like, some people can't say it because they're not parents and they don't get it. But, like, I know what it feels like to be in high school. I know what it feels like to be in college. I know what it feels like to be a 20-year-old. I know what it feels like to be obese at all those stages. And let me tell you, being obese as a parent is the hardest thing ever. Because you're so tired from your daily life that then you have to come home and you're in your parent life. And it is so hard. I have no problem saying that people who don't have kids are like, oh, you don't know my story, man. Probably not, but like probably, like it's the hardest thing to be a parent and be on a weight loss journey. It is the hardest thing in the world to be a parent and to be on a weight loss journey. I don't care what you say. It's the hardest thing because not only are you exhausted from working all day and then entering in the toddler time at the end of the day where you have to be a parent, then they go to bed finally. And guess what? Now you got to clean the house. You got to do laundry. You got to make lunches for tomorrow. Oh, and their lunches, you got to cut up little cute sandwiches and you got to I put like little treats in my son's lunch and stuff. So it's like all night at night where like I am literally the most vulnerable for a binge. I'm surrounded by like M&Ms and Cheez-Its and like sandwich stuff and like cheeses and all this stuff that I'm like, come on, Tony. It's so hard, man. But you got to keep focused on that goal. You have to just think, what I want right now is not worth what I want in the future. What I want right now is not worth my long-term goal. That's the only way I'm able to get through it. That's the only way. And I'm not perfect. There are nights where it's like, I'll have like some Cheez-Its. And then a couple Cheez-Its. It's like, now I'm eating string cheese. And now I'm eating the little freaking chocolate bars he's got. It's like, I'm not perfect, but I'm trying. So to answer your question, I don't know how you stay motivated every day because motivation is kind of worthless. Like motivation will help you get you started, but you really got to be disciplined. You got to focus on your discipline and not your motivation. Who cares what you get motivated by? You could be motivated by me. You could be motivated by a lot of things. I'm motivated by a lot of different things. At the end of the day, at that moment, it doesn't matter what I'm motivated by. It has to be what I'm disciplined about. And I'm disciplined to not snack after a certain time, or to not eat these things that I know are going to trigger me into eating other things. I'm disciplined into having what I'm eating for the day, enjoying what I'm eating. If that includes Cheez-Its, fine. But I'm eating what I'm eating for the day, and then not veering off of that, because that's where, in the veering, when I get off track, that's when it gets a little squirrely, and then I go down a bad path. So you really got to focus on what you're disciplined in, and you got to remember the long-term goal here is the most important thing, and not what you want right now, what you want long-term. But it is hard, Tracy. It is hard. It is super hard, but you just have to do it. You have to do it. Last question is from Jessica Ellis. When does the 100 challenge start? Also, congratulations on your newest addition to your family. And guys, we did it. We got him to go onto iTunes and Spotify. That's really funny. I was shamed into iTunes and Spotify. I just wanted to put this out on YouTube because it was easier for me. But guess what? I buckled to peer pressure, and now I'm everywhere. Okay? We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes, and you're welcome. It's cool. So check us out everywhere. Check us out. Hey, me and the team here, check us out. We got Danny over there running audio. We got Mary Sue on lights. Okay. We got Brian behind the camera. What up, Brian? None of those people exist. I'm here alone and do it by myself. Check us out. The Relentless 100 starts whenever you want. You should start it today. You should start it right now. If you're watching this, the Relentless 100 is what I'm doing is something different than what you need to do. And I don't recommend what I'm doing to everybody, especially as like a weight loss tool. This is just what has worked for me in the past and what is currently working for me and what makes me feel good. And that is a personal decision on my own that you have to make your own way in life. You have to make your own choices. You don't just follow exactly what I'm doing to a T. But I will tell you what I'm doing. So for 100 days, I'm doing no cheat meals. That doesn't mean no like snacks here and there. Like I had a chocolate chip cookie yesterday with my son. I planned for it. I entered it into my fitness pal and it was all good. Tracked it and I felt good about it. It was delicious. And now it's like, I'm not like dying for a chocolate chip cookie today. So it's all good. But no cheat meals, no alcohol, tracking all my food, hitting my macros every day, working out 6 days a week, meditating every day, which I've been a little wishy about. I need to be better about that. And drinking a gallon of water every day. I've done every one of those things every single day, except the meditation has been hard. It's like hard to like shut my brain off or like be alone with my thoughts, I guess. I don't really know, but I don't want to get into it here. No, it's just been like a timing thing, which is dumb because I know I need to make the time. But it's like, honestly, by the time I go to meditate, I'm so tired, I end up falling asleep. So that's kind of why. But it's more of like because I have a newborn. But I need to make time in the middle of the day where I won't fall asleep and meditate every day. I've been trying. That's the only part of this Relentless 100 that I've been kind of failing at. But like I said, it doesn't have to be about that. It doesn't have to be that exact same thing. The Relentless 100 is the idea that if you just dedicate 100 days to the betterment of yourself, whatever that means for you, but 100 days to better yourself in one way, then that's what you should do. Whether that's for your job, whether it's for relationships, whether that's for your education, whatever. You're going to study for the SATs 100 days straight, and you're going to do this, and you're going to have this, whatever it is. I don't know. I don't care. Whatever it means to you, that's what you should take from it. This is not like some thing I'm trying to sell or something. It's just what I'm doing, and I called it the Relentless 100 because relentless is my favorite word. I got it tattooed on my arm, and that's what I'm doing. I had a comment on Instagram like, seems like a knockoff 75 hard. I'm like, bro, I'm not. That dude owns a protein company, a bad one, but he owns a protein company. Like, he's just trying to sell you stuff. I don't care if you do it or not. I don't care how you do it, what you do it. I'm just telling you what I'm doing and putting it out there because it holds me accountable. Okay? I'm not licensing the Relentless 100. So I can't knock something off because I don't care. And also, it's 25 more days. Just saying. I'm just saying, if we were to compare, it's 25 more. If I'm not saying, I'm just, it's 25 more like it's better because it's more and it's longer and it's harder because relentless is a better word than hard, and hard is kind of lame and relentless is way better. But I'm not saying they should be compared. I'm just saying, if you were to compare them, mine's better. That's all. Okay. I'm just kidding. I honestly, 75 hard is cool. I've never done the 75 hard because you have to read books, and I don't read books. I listen to books. Does that count in 75 hard? I don't know. I don't think so. I think you have to actually read 10 pages every day, which is good for you. I could not be bothered to read 10 pages a day. I don't care about that goal. I don't want to read 10 pages a day. I want to listen to audiobooks. I listen to audiobooks every day. I listen to a lot of books every day. You will never see me. Page 1. Flip. No, I'm not doing it. For those just listening, I just did some mime work of me reading a book and then licking my finger and flipping the page. Just so we're all on the same page. Pun intended. All right, guys, listen. This was a good one. I felt good about this. Something I was very passionate about. And I hope that if you started this podcast with the idea that it was okay to film someone in the gym, I hope I talked you out of it. Because, like I said, it's just not cool. It's not cool. It's not funny. Don't do it. And if you're taking the energy to go film them, go help them instead. Okay? Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. The secret familia phase, which I almost forgot about. I'm going to be real. Did I almost just sign off? Yes, I did. But here's the secret, okay? That was a ruse for the people because they felt the end coming. So they're like, okay, the episode's over. I'm going to click off. No, see that, okay? That was on purpose, okay? The secret is we gotta help bring each other up. That's the whole theme of this episode, right? Is raising each other up and not tearing each other down. We're all in this together, and we're all trying to be better. And so the secret phrase is be better. You could take that in two ways. Hey, I'm going to be better. Or you could be looking at the person filming someone in the gym and be like, hey, be better. Okay? Be better. So that's what it is. Be better. Thank you so much for listening. I can't thank you enough. I say it every time, but I really enjoy doing this podcast, and I love reading the comments. So please leave your questions in the comments, and I'm just so thankful. Thank you. That's it. Okay. I will see you next week. Thank you so much. Peace.